Friday also happens to be Venus Day, and Venus is all about self-care and self-love and making things beautiful. So Friday is a really amazing day for taking care of yourself, for getting your hair cut and done, for doing your nails, for making your home beautiful, for buying yourself flowers. Hello my angels and happy Friday. I've been running around so much this morning that I didn't even get a chance to sit down and record an intro and kind of tell you what today's vlog is going to be about. So rather than showing you everything that I did this morning first, I want to talk a little bit about what I did and then I'll show you clips of it over here, and maybe that narration will kind of give more of an understanding of my Friday rituals. So Friday is a day that I like to prepare for Shabbat and for the weekend, and to kind of clean the house and to bake and to go grocery shopping. I do that Sundays also for the rest of the week, but sometimes there are things that I'm still missing on Friday, so I'll go and get. So for today I needed some stuff to bake challah. I'm going to have dinner with my family tonight at my mom's house like we usually do. We haven't for the past like month or so because things kept popping up, so I'm really excited. I'm going to bake us challah, which I want to talk to you guys about challah bread. I'm going to make hummus, and I'm going to make tahini, and I'll share with you my recipes for making those. Super simple, but they're so delicious. I might, if I have time, make some pickled onions too. That's really fast, so I might just whip it together. These are just little condiments that we'll have on Shabbat dinners that I wanted to share with you. A lot of you on Twitter told me that you'd be interested in it. So this morning I woke up, I took Juju on a walk, I did my morning routine. And speaking of morning routine, I do have to give a shout out to today's sponsor real quick. Thank you to Kara for sponsoring this video. And I'm gonna let Leeor take it because I recorded this yesterday. Speaking of morning routines, I'm about to make mine a lot easier and a lot more efficient with today's sponsor, Care of. If you haven't heard of them yet, Care of is a personalized subscription service that delivers high quality vitamins to your doorstep every month. I was really impressed by the process when I was checking out for Care of this month. Took a really thorough quiz which asked about my life and my health in different areas and aspects of my life, and it also asked me about my goals, what I want more of, what I want less of. For example, I want more energy. I'm always looking to amplify my energy level. I really like that this brand uses really good for you, clean ingredients, because I'm very discerning about what I put into my body. So let me show you what I got. Through my answers to the quiz, I was recommended calcium, cranberry, magnesium, vitamin B12, and I can never say this, but it's rhodiola. And I know that that's for mood, and mood is something that I always want to improve because of my hormone imbalances that I have. So after taking this quiz, you get a list of recommendations of what might enhance your own health journey, and then you can choose what you want to take. Comes in this cute little dispenser of supplements that I'm going to have on my counter, but I'm really excited to have this right now. Since I'm leaving to Mexico, I know I can just grab a pack for each day. And I got my probiotics to go also. So I have all my daily supplement needs in a little package. Really convenient for to go. I also got some plant protein and chocolate flavor. I know that I always talk about different supplements that I'm taking, and sometimes for some people who are not into that world at all yet, it might be overwhelming. So I think this is a really beautiful way to kind of see where in your life you can start supplementing and enhancing your overall well-being and health. And so if you want to take the quiz yourself, you can do so with the link in the description below. And you can also use my code Leeor50 for 50% off your first order. Thank you, Care of, for sponsoring today's video. After my morning routine, I took Juju on a walk. I'm still trying to get him to like walking, but he did go to the bathroom outside, which is a step forward. I'm very happy about that. And then I went to Pilates. I haven't been working out for like the last 2 months. I was going to Pilates and to hot yoga consistently 5 times a week for like 8 months while I was really working on getting back to a very healthy place after gaining that pandemic weight. I was going on walks still whenever I could. Whenever I could take Jupiter with me, I would. Or if I left him at home and went by myself, I'd go on a walk when I can. My walking is what keeps me sane. I'll put on an audiobook and just walk until all the issues, entanglements in my mind kind of smooth themselves out. So yeah, I went to Pilates today. It was with one of my favorite teachers, Evan. He's awesome. I love him so much. And then I had to go to 3 different markets, which is kind of crazy, but today I just needed things that not every market had. So I went and got my flowers. I got excited and I overdid it with the flowers a little bit. So maybe I'll make bouquets for other people. It's a blessing to prepare for the Sabbath by preparing your home. So you clean, you get flowers. I'm gonna set these up really beautifully later. They're just in water for now, waiting for me. And I needed to get activated yeast, which I could only find at Sprouts. And I needed my favorite bread.
You too, happy Friday.
Which is from Whole Foods. I love their Kalamata olive bread. It's so good. Now Juju has his first grooming appointment at 12:30. It's 11:30 right now. What I want to do is start the challah process because it does need to sit outside for 2 hours and to activate, I guess. I don't usually make this on my own. The last time I did it was like a year ago. So I'm gonna go step by step with a video and hopefully I make some good challah. And I'm going to make a loaf for myself and my family and one for my grandparents. I also have to go stop at another market today because my grandma needs some of her stuff. She needs eggs, milk, and dates from her market that she likes to go to. My grandparents can't drive anymore. They got into a car accident about a month ago. They're in their 90s and they were still driving and so independent. But now it's time for all of us to really step in and do what we can for them. So tomorrow I'm taking her to get her hair done. Today I'm going to the market. We do what we can, but they're literally incredible. She's like 92 and 96 and they do everything by themselves still. No help at all. After Sprouts and all that, I went and got my favorite flowers, like I was saying, and I picked really beautiful ones. And then I surprised my brother and his fiance, my sister-in-law Nikki, with our favorite bread because they've been out of it a lot at Whole Foods. So yes, now you're updated basically. Juju's chewing on a sweet potato, dried sweet potato bite over there. And I'm going to start with the challah process. So I have my all-purpose flour. I have my active dry yeast. I'm making a water challah, obviously. Cane sugar. I don't know if I can use organic, so I have this one also. And then I'm going to try to make it with avocado oil instead of canola oil. So I found out I can substitute the oil, so I'm using avocado oil. So far I have my warm water in there. I have my yeast, my salt, my sugar. And now I'm putting 3 tablespoons of avocado oil. I wonder how those will taste. I decided I'm not going to show the whole process of the ingredients and everything because it's not my recipe. You can follow the recipe. I'll actually link it down below for you, okay? And I'll just talk to you while I'm kneading and stuff. The issue is that I need my own, I need like a crew to record everything that I do so I can just exist. So I don't have to think about the volume and the camera position and where to put this and where to put that. You having fun with us? And I can just exist, you know? Baking challah is something that I want to add into my Friday rituals. And again, just like the washing hands ritual that I showed you in a past vlog, the reason why I'm interested in this is not so much to conform to this religion and the traditions because, oh, if I don't do this, then maybe I won't go to heaven. That's definitely not my perspective of things. You guys know me and my love of ceremony and my love of ritual. I love ritual. And so this is an ancient Judean ritual, and the women get together to knead the bread, to knead dough, to bake challah. And it's said that women's prayers are heard even more while they're making challah. So whatever I'm thinking about and whatever I'm asking for while I'm kneading and while I'm making the challah is going to happen. This is a ritual. This is literally taking divine power and anchoring it into the physical moment, the present moment right here. And I love that. Look at my dough. So I'm going to take some time for myself right now to just knead my dough and pray and ask for things that I want while I'm making this. My challah bread is proofing outside. I think that's what it's called. And now I'm going to really quickly make my pickled red onions. So this is super easy. You just want to cut some red onion. You want some jars for pickling them. And these get pickled in like 2 hours. So you can make them the day of, but they're good if they sit overnight as well. Undress your onion, if you will. And then just cut really thin slices. So I'm gonna cut it first this way, and then super thin slices. Oh no, my eyes. Juju. I wonder if dogs feel this too. You're supposed to wet the knife, right? That's what you guys told me in the last cooking video. I kind of just intuitively throw things in. So, first jar, put your onions in there. Have you ever had pickled onions? They're so good. I like them on my avocado toast. We're going to, there are recipes for this online. I'm just going through intuition. Hot water, drop there, drop here. I probably will add a little more. This is boiled water. Red wine vinegar, you can also use apple cider vinegar. I just prefer red wine vinegar. You're gonna be using a lot of it. And do like, I should probably measure this for you. Maybe I should probably look at a recipe, but it works every time by eyeing it, so. And then I'm gonna add more hot water, both and all three. I'm gonna have space to shake it up. My child is eating his potty pads. Juju, we don't do that. We don't eat our potty pads. Half a teaspoon of sugar in each. Using my organic cane sugar in this one. I'm taking some Celtic sea salt. Eyeing it, per usual. Woo. Some garlic powder. A tiny bit of ground cumin. This one you really want only a teeny bit. Or allspice if you have that, but cumin works for me. And then some chili peppers. Chili flakes. This is totally optional. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do it spicy. But my family does like things a little spicier. And we're gonna cover these all. Pop a lid on them. Pop a lid on this guy. Pop a lid on this guy. It takes like less than 10 minutes to prep this, right? I think I was recording for 6 minutes, so super easy prep. And then I'll put it in the fridge. You can also leave it out on the counter. And in about 2 hours, you have pickled onions. And they're so yummy. Tell me if you try out my intuitive method, or if you find a good recipe, maybe link it for us. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. Yeah. I hope I got enough vinegar in there. We'll revisit these guys in a couple of hours.
I love you. You're so cute still, baby. But your haircut is so ugly.
At least he can see now. His eyes were hidden before. So now we can stare longingly into each other's eyes.
Okay, the challah grew twice in size. So we're gonna cut it in half and I'm gonna start braiding. Here's an update on our onions. They have pickled, my loves. Yay! Next step in my process in preparing for Shabbat is juicing lemons, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to need a ton of lemon juice for my hummus and for my tahini. I like my food super lemony. I'm going to start with 5 lemons and see if I need more. It's so funny. I feel like I get, in certain parts of my life, I get closer to my culture and my traditions and my faith. And in certain parts, I'm very detached from it. And I think that's okay. I think it's kind of like a balance for us. But
I do feel more purposeful, like life is more meaningful when I do have my traditions and my culture and my the little things that we do for our faith. And I'm curious, what is something that you do in your own spiritual practice that maybe has a bit of a cultural twist to it? Like you and I do a lot of the same things, right? We meditate, we do yoga, some of us, right? We manifest, we're doing all these different things, we visualize. But then I have this kind of separate life as well where I'm praying in certain ways, and it all goes back to my faith. And by the way, I want to say, as far as I'm concerned, you don't need to be Jewish to do any of the things that I'm showing you guys here today. And you don't have to be a woman either. In Judaism, it is said like the women make the challah and they pray, but like I am your token Jewish friend, letting you know you can bake your own challah, you can bake your own bread, and as you're baking the bread, think of the things that you want. As you're kneading the dough, really visualize having what it is that you desire already. And this is a ritual that anybody can access.
Look at my puppy. His nails are short, so he's not scratching me anymore.
God, I love you. She's
Men that agree with him, a platform is good. A man can only declare another day.
Okay, my loves, I have some explaining to do. So I was trying to the best of my ability to record my day to day as I was cooking and cleaning and doing my everything. And something that bothered me is that like the house was such a mess while I was cooking and while I was doing everything. And it's just so funny how we see these, we see content creators and they're cooking and they're baking and they're doing all this stuff, but the kitchen looks perfect and flawless and everything's just so beautiful. And I'm looking at my messy kitchen before I cleaned it. It's beautiful now, really it is, look. I just have a couple more dishes soaking. And we don't see that part of it. It's almost like we compare ourselves, like, is my life messier? Why can't I know that I tend to actually be messier than most people. Just making one little meal or even like a one bowl meal, I make the kitchen a mess. I think I get it from my mom. I saw her cooking the other day. She makes like 2 things and like the kitchen is a mess. But we clean after, okay? Eventually it gets cleaned. I don't know, it's like this life online and then there's the real life. And real life is messy and real life is chaotic and it's still beautiful. And I hope that, yeah, I think that beauty and cleanliness and organization and aesthetically pleasing environments are something that we should strive for sure. But we should never compare ourselves and our situation to what we see online. We have to always remember that everything that we see online, more often than not, is somebody's highlight reel. Even now, I'm ready for my Shabbat dinner. I'm dressed all in white. The kitchen's now clean. I tried to record while I'm baking, while I'm cooking, and it was really difficult for me. It's also like this day for me is very much about being in the present moment, like making something, putting my love and intention into something, and having to think about camera angles and things like that kind of took the magic away from it. So I decided to prioritize what I wanted to do, and now I get to tell you about what I did. So the challah came out denser than expected, but it's beautiful, and my mom loves when I make it like this, when it's a little dense. I put olive oil on top, so instead of an egg wash, and then I put sesame seeds. It doesn't stick as well as olive oil, but it does the job, and it tastes really delicious. Pickled onions are ready, and then let me tell you about the hummus and the tahini. For the hummus, what I do is because I make some for my family and then some for me for the weekend or for the week. So I use 2 cans of organic garbanzo beans. I rinse them really well. I try to get as many of the layers, they have like a peel on them, as many of those off as possible, just because it's better for digestion not to have those. But if you're short on time, don't worry. It's fine. It's just a little bit bloating. That's it. So 2 cans of garbanzo beans, and then, or chickpeas. I don't know why we have two names for them. And then I did a full cup of just plain basic tahini. And then I did half a cup of lemon juice. We like it really lemony in my family. And then half a cup of water. The water is really what's going to give it that creamy consistency. Now here's the trick for authentic Middle Eastern hummus. So different cultures, you know, different Arabic cultures and Israelis, we're all going to have slightly different variations. But for me, for Syrian hummus, I don't know about Iraqi because, you know, I'm Syrian and Iraqi. I'm not really sure about the Iraqi recipe. But Syrians, we don't use any vegetable oil or canola oil or any sort of oil other than the oil that comes from the tahini. So in a tahini bottle, there's going to be a thick layer of sesame oil at the top. You want to use some of that in there. It'll make it really creamy. You don't want canola oil. You don't want vegetable oil. Or olive oil, because that's not the right consistency. I know some cultures do use some sort of oil in there. I like the natural oil that comes from tahini. That's what makes it super creamy and the best texture ever. The seasonings that I used are garlic powder. Sometimes I'll put actual cloves of garlic, or sometimes I'll just do minced garlic from a jar. I used paprika, salt and pepper, lots of salt, and a little cumin. And then that's it. So you just keep mixing it up, and if it's too thick, if it's not creamy enough, you just want to add either more lemon juice or more water. Now for the tahini, the way that I make mine, I know that they look similar, but they're different consistencies and slightly different flavors because there's no garbanzo beans in the tahini. The tahini should be a little runny. So what you're going to do is you're going to get sesame paste, tahini paste, right? Boil some water. Put a chunk of sesame paste in a bowl and put a tiny bit of hot water at a time while you mix it and create a sauce out of the paste. Once it's pretty saucy, I then add lemon juice, usually like a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Again, we like it really lemony, so I'll often add even more. Then I put garlic powder, salt and pepper. And that's really it for the tahini, and it's delicious like that. So that's really all you do. I showed you guys the onion. I'm really excited to come with all this beautiful stuff. Oh, and I have my friend's birthday was yesterday, and we got her some beignets. And I guess she doesn't eat them, or she's on a diet or something, so I'm bringing those for dessert. And I have these beautiful flowers. And all that's left is to light my candles, pray, and get to my mom's house. So let's go. My dog is all groomed and ready. If anything wasn't clear about the instructions on how to make anything, please ask me and I will help. But what I want to stress is that this is really, this kind of food for Shabbat and for like a holy spiritual day is, what's really important about it is the intention behind making the food and the thoughts that you have while making them. You want to be visualizing and feeling good feelings. Maybe put on a video that makes you happy. Maybe one of the videos of mine that you really like. Stacking everything in a box to bring to my mom's. Maybe a lesson. I like to put on Ram Dass or Alan Watts while I cook. And like I was saying, this is not something that you just have, that you can only do if you're religious or if you're Jewish, right? I'm not an observant Jew. I just love certain rituals. Now, Friday also happens to be Venus Day, and Venus is all about self-care and self-love and making things beautiful. So Friday is a really amazing day for taking care of yourself, for getting your hair cut and done, for doing your nails, for making your home beautiful, for buying yourself flowers. So adding these rituals into our lives makes life more beautiful, more meaningful, and more enjoyable. So maybe your culture has Juju's playing with a sandal in his playpen. Maybe your culture has something that you want to start doing. Maybe you've been doing something. I'd love to hear what it is that you like to do, that what kind of cultural tradition or ritual you incorporate into your life, or maybe there's something that you want to explore and start doing. I really want to know, and what culture you're from as well. I'm a little bit obsessed. They're pretty dense, but I like them this one too. Another chance to pray. There are so many chances to pray right before Shabbat. It's so beautiful. And then Shabbat, if you guys aren't familiar, should have probably said this in the beginning, is the day of rest for Jews. That's a Saturday for Jews. I think for Christians it might be Sunday. I'm really not sure what a day it is for Islam and for other religions, and I'd love to know for Hinduism. Please let me know. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu ladlik ner shel Shabbat. And then we kind of bring the light out into the world. So we're spreading light into the world. And then I like to pray and ask for what I want. Shabbat Shalom. Thanks for spending a Friday with me. If you have any questions about anything that you saw today, let me know. I want to talk to you in the comments. If you want to see anything more like this, I'd love to share it with you. Until next time, as always, I love you. Take care of yourself. Have fun. Be happy. Have a good weekend if you're watching this on a Friday. Enjoy your day. I love you so much. Thanks for spending time with me. And until next time, keep your vibrations way, way, way up.
Shalom Aleichem.